time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Spot Shooters Archery,
Easy Cut,
Packer Max,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Scent Lock,
Scent Blocker,
Limb Walker Game Calls,
Buck Baits,
Gut Check,
Stanislavski Release Aids,
Copper John,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
and Wind Sense Vapor Hunting Products.
And don't forget you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on goodtalkradio.com. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal podcast, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight with Dan DeFaw, drinking Hunter's Blend, coffee, talking hunting, talking outdoors, talking whatever you want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, you know, we've got how many days for the Michigan?
44.
Okay, we've got 44 days, and this is the month of August.
Not that I'm counting.
First of all, it's Treestand Safety Month, but it's also the start
Not
of
yet. No. That's
August?
September. Actually, I found out
Oh,
online. I thought it was August. And
we were told August.
That's what I thought. But I don't know if they've switched it to September. I don't know if the Tree Stand Safety Association, whatever they call themselves, decided to make it September. Or maybe we're just wrong. But it is September because I saw it online.
Okay, Jason Radecki had a blast at the Everett yesterday at the Michigan Trappers Convention.
Oh, I know exactly where that's at. Jason, we used to have property 1 mile, 3 miles from that intersection. That is at the corner of US 10 and M66.
So the Trappers Convention.
I pour some more coffee.
Yeah, I thought travels. So that was their Michigan style.
That's the Michigan Convention.
Oh.
Not the national.
National. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, being August, it's the start of
Getting ready for hunting season.
show season.
Yeah. Getting ready for hunting season, so to speak.
The shows are starting to align.
You want to warm up?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'd like to sleep tonight.
Okay.
I really would, because 4:15 comes really early. But I tell you what, yesterday we spent the day out. Well, I spent the day out there yesterday, and you came later that afternoon.
Because I had to work.
You had to work. All right, we'll admit it.
Yes, I was working.
Spot Shooters had their 13th annual / grand reopening of his new facilities.
And Bowfest?
And Bowfest.
Combined.
And it was awesome. Not going to lie, the weather was beautiful.
It was awesome. It was a hot day. But we were inside in the range.
Well, some of them was inside, some of them was outside. But you know what? Truthfully, really, being outside with the breeze, it wasn't too bad till about 2, 3 o'clock. Then it kind of got a little warm out there.
Yeah.
But a big shout out to the two vendors we brought into the show. Buck Baits got a perfect seat inside in the air conditioning.
They did.
In the range.
They did.
You know, so it's like, hey now. So that was good. So it was good to see them, had their table set up. It was great to see people stopping by, talking with them. And then right outside the front door, you had Rebel 6 Rubs. Rob and company brought it was awesome. They brought their rubs, and they brought sample food. They just didn't bring chips.
You gotta love sample food, man.
You do. They did have chips, you know, like potato chips,
right,
to test. But no. They went a step 2 and 3 further. One, they had walleye, perch, and crappie. And also they had venison and coos deer to try.
Why is it by the time I got there was no food left?
Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah,
It was really good.
Yeah, I see how you guys treat me.
It was awesome, man. It was really nice. And I tell you what, with the wind, they had the setup. They were cooking behind their tent, which had kind of like a wall.
Yeah.
And as they were cooking it, the wind was blowing it straight through their tent to where the people would stand to look at it, and you could smell it. And it was the ultimate in sales pitch. Here, so you smell it.
Now taste it.
But, yeah, it was awesome. So it was a good day. I know Buck Baits and Rebel 6, first time at Spot Shooters. Got to meet Jim, talk with him a little bit. Jim was a really busy guy. But I tell you what, when it started in the morning and the band played, which was good, they did a ribbon cutting ceremony. I posted that picture on the Facebook site. But then they did the pledge and the national anthem. And then they, like he always does, he has the veterans there, which is a lot of this goes to. And the Purple Heart veterans were brought out front and center, and were thanked personally for what they've done. And it's a moment to think without all of the veterans that were there, that we wouldn't be doing or standing possibly there.
It's strange, not strange. It's funny, not funny. How do I want to say it? You're talking about that. I was at work. We were doing Back to the Bricks. It was a car cruise, but they had something very similar. And the veteran, they had the presentation of colors. They brought this gigantic flag. I mean, huge flag down Main Street there in downtown.
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, okay.
They hooked it to a boom on a boom truck and lifted it up over the street. As they're doing they did the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem, and they had World War II fighter planes.
Really?
Flying aces flying over in formation with smoke trailing.
Oh, nice.
As they did that, and it kind of brings a tear to your eye, man. You think without those, you're right. Without those veterans and people that did what they did back then, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, a big shout out to them every time for what they do, what they're going through. Mm-hmm. But it's really cool. But, yeah, the morning started off with that, and then, it was busy. And from there, I got to sample some food.
I don't ever get... You guys eat it all the time I get there. I don't understand.
Not going to lie, it was gone.
You didn't save me any.
No, we didn't. Well, we can't save it for the customers. If the customer wants it, they get it.
Yeah.
A big shout out to my brother Terry. Talked to him this afternoon. He was working on his hunting property, and he got a little wet.
I've heard this story. This is good.
He got a little soaked, but he's out there doing it with the weed whacker, the rake, getting his plot ready. He sent me a picture of it. Big shout out to you. I know you got soaked.
Didn't he take some dry clothes with him to change into in case he got wet?
It helps to keep your dry clothes dry by keeping the window up. But when you have the window down
and it rains,
your dry clothes doesn't stay dry.
So they're now wet clothes.
So now his backup clothes are wet.
So
Josh Smith, hey guys, love the show. Excellent, good to hear. Good you're watching. But yeah, it was fun to see some vendors there. I took time out. Rob took time out, and his crew. We got our bows blessed by Marv. Marv, yeah.
Pastor Marv was there again, yeah.
Yep. So my bow is blessed for hunting season, and I got mine blessed last year, and I got one, and so I'm sitting there thinking about it. And I'm like, well, if I don't do it, I'm going to curse myself. So I ran home and I had to get it.
Yeah, I forgot mine.
Yeah,
I didn't have mine with me.
No, but anyways, did that. Talked to him. He was busy blessing bows there. But yeah, it was.
Well, you mentioned Rebel 6 and you mentioned Buck Baits. We've had them on the show.
Yep, we've had each
and
one
actually,
on the show.
They're extending special offers for you, the viewer and listener of Up North Journal here. So
absolutely, and if you want to go over to buckbaits.com and you can use the promo code Up North Journal, you can get 20% off your order. And you might want to, because I'm going to tell you now, it's only 44 days till season.
That's right.
But I'm going to tell you that as soon as we hit Labor Day, that 44 days is going to zip on by.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So get your order in now.
Get it in now so you can go out there and harvest your animal. And then after that,
you got to cook it.
You got to cook it. So you might as well go over to rebel6.com and use the promo code North Journal, and you'll get 20% off there as well on your order. And I tell you what, the one I had yesterday on the venison was awesome. I think it was the elk one they used on it. But, yeah, get over to those two websites. Help us out. Help them out. Get yourself ready for season, because you get a deer, you can cut out those back straps right then and there.
Have your Rebel 6.
Put
it on there.
Good to go.
And then when you're doing that, you can get you some Hunter's Blend coffee. Use that promo code, save 10%. So we got 3 people that we're working with that are helping you guys out as well. So make sure that you get over and save some money.
Right, exactly. And you know what? I tell you what, the fish they did yesterday, I kid you not, they just used the Rebel 6 Great Lakes rub, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They had it on the grill, and they just did it in butter with the... Ooh, was it good?
Well, now both of those companies are going to be out at... the event
Woods
in
and
September.
Water.
Woods and Water.
Yes.
So I think maybe I need to like get out there like early in the morning so I can sample some of the food.
Yeah. Tim CS says he took some first-time hunters out in the spring.
That's right, he does. I think Tim, do you not do that every year? I think he takes youth out turkey hunting, if I'm not mistaken. New hunters every year, and that's awesome. I really appreciate you doing that because he takes time out of his own hunts to take kids out and get them involved in the outdoors.
Billy Hoffman says, I'm an ordained minister, and we can meet up and get the bow blessed.
All right. You're going to come over and bless my bow then.
Unfortunately, I can do the same thing.
That's right. He is too. So
anyways,
I think I'm going to Pastor Marv. I know you both. So
Jim Killer Miller has joined the show. I wonder if he's preparing for fall turkey season.
I don't know. Jim, do you do fall? I think he does fall turkey. Huh? I'm almost positive.
The guy is
he's all turkey.
All turkey.
All turkey all the time. So.
But anyways, yeah, Woods and Water is coming up.
September 6th weekend, I do believe. 7th, somewhere right around there.
Let me see if I can.
First full weekend in September.
Let me see if I can grab the date here real quick. Like
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
6th, 7th, and 8th.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th?
No,
it starts on Thursday, doesn't it?
No, it starts on Friday.
Starts on Friday. Okay, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Looks like the one.
And good Lord willing, creeks don't rise.
We should be there.
Danny and I should be out there.
Yeah, like we said, Rebel 6 is going to be there, and they're going to be cooking up stuff. Buck Baits will be there, and I do believe Spot Shooters will be there as well.
Yep.
And so kind of had a little round table and kind of just warning the guys over at Rebel 6 to be prepared because Woods and Water can be a big show.
That's right.
We get a little coolness in the air.
That'd be packed.
It's going to be packed.
It'd be a full house. So I tell you what.
And there's Tim C.S. He took 2 youth hunters, and he tries to take an adult.
Okay.
That wants to hunt.
Very nice.
And he's from West Virginia.
That's right.
Imagine what the guy in Virginia can do.
Oh, you're going to start that
I would never start anything purposely.
Okay. I'm going to leave that alone. Tim, I have nothing to do with that. That's all Danny. So,
no way.
I tell you what, on that note, we're going to take a break. We're going to step outside real quick. We come back, we'll continue the conversation here. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, so we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back. We had a little fun in the first segment, but kind of going on here. Danny, I think we need to talk a little bit about something that happened last week.
Oh, there you go. Before we get into the serious side, a hashtag Team Whirlybird has been thrown out.
Uh-oh.
So we'll just let them fight about it.
All right. You guys hash it out there in the comments section of the show. But, this week we got some bad news. And most of you probably know, but
if anybody watched our Wednesday episode that we did for 5 to 10 minutes that we were on, and you saw what happened, actually, if you picked up on what happened, because I really don't think it's been reported anywhere.
No.
Except on Facebook. And I think I've found maybe one article out there that has it.
Right.
We lost Tread Barta this week.
Yep.
Actually, a week ago today.
A week ago, yeah, it was. It was a week ago today. And we found out Monday morning.
We found out Monday morning just by hints. And it took us a few hours to actually get a confirmation of what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
And we don't know exactly what happened. We just knew what we read. His agent posted an update that kind of confirmed everything.
Mm-hmm.
That it was an automobile accident, that Tread did not survive. His dog, Pepper, did survive. Has a good home to go to. So no worries there. But mortality.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Tread talked about that a lot. In the show, the 5 or 6 shows we did with him, he knew going out there was going to be no easy task, and we go into the outdoors. There's times guys don't come back. by their own mistake or by somebody else's hand.
Yeah, and that's kind of, and to everybody out there, we're gonna do a tribute show on a Wednesday coming up. We just haven't locked it down to what Wednesday, and we're trying to line up a couple people to be on the show with us.
That new tread.
Yeah. Kind of what we're shooting at here is mortality, safety, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
I leave here in about an hour, and I'll see you later.
Mm-hmm. We say that all the time.
We do.
I'll see you tomorrow at the gym.
See you tomorrow at the gym. Legs day, arms day tomorrow. You just never know, and it's sad that I know he wanted to do it on his own, which he did. He made it to Alaska on his own. At times, barely. Not going to lie, from what he described.
Yeah, some of the things that we heard, and some things he told us on the show, and even off the show.
Right. Nothing like going down the highway, having your trailer on two wheels, looking in the rearview mirror and seeing that.
Or having the slide out on it and driving down the road.
Right. Just being safe out there.
Facing a grizzly bear.
On his wheelchair, coming downhill, falling off his wheelchair, looking up, and there's a grizzly bear. Okay. 15 feet, I think he said. Yeah, it's kind of a predicament to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. And that's one of the things you value every day, that whether it's a friend of yours, a family member, you never know when.
No, something I go over with my wife quite often. I don't talk a lot about her on the show. She is very supportive in what I do. She doesn't completely understand it. She's not an anti-hunter. She's just not a hunter. She doesn't get into the outdoors. But she understands my passion for it. And the one thing I've tried to explain sometimes is, especially when I'm hunting with my dad, we never know how many hunts we have left in us. We never know when that person you're taking hunting, whether it be a dad or a grandfather or an uncle or a friend, you never know when it's their last hunt as well. Sometimes you get an inclination if they're sick or what have you, but we just never know. So.
Right, and my brother's listening, watching right now, so he's totally going to get this. Hunting with our dad early on, we did. Mm-hmm. For a while, we didn't, but at the end there, taking him to our respective hunting places, I know my brother would take him, and I would take him up to the cabin, and spending that much time with him alone, whether it be in the blind or in the cabin. You start to cherish every one of those moments. Watching my dad with the help cook fish, fry fish, he was so happy just to be able to contribute to the camp of cooking the meal. It was awesome, and Terry knows this for taking him up to his place as well. But you just never know, and you never know if it's going to be the last time up there or what have you. Or like in Tread's case, he was on his way back from Alaska.
Yeah.
So he was headed back to the lower 48 because he had realized that he can't stay up in Alaska and get snowed in up there.
Right.
So he was making his way back to the lower 48. And I think he did pose that question out there, where to go.
Right.
And he had a lot of followers, whether you liked him, hated him, or indifferent to him. Tread did it his way, the Barta way.
Yes,
right?
he did. Yes,
and
he did.
He was headed back to the lower 48 when he passed. And so just out there, take that extra time, that extra 5 minutes, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a hunting trip, whether it's gotten to the point where, for me, it's a cemetery visit now with my parents. Mm-hmm. I stop by. I try to get there every once in a while. I'll just break off and head over to the cemetery and see my mom and dad. But you never know, and it kind of just puts it into perspective, especially as we get into hunting season here, whether you're climbing a tree, handling a firearm, handling a broadhead.
Yeah.
You got to be careful, and if you're teaching somebody, teach them the safety aspect first.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can't stress safety enough. Even the buddy system. Putting tree stands up, using lifelines and safety harnesses and things of that nature. You can slow down. We're not in a race. If it doesn't get done at that point in time, then you take another day to do it. And if you don't have another day, then don't hunt the tree stand, or whatever the situation may be. You make do with the situation that you're in. Don't push it.
Right, exactly. Take that measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Take that extra time. Make sure that lifeline is in place. Make sure that ratchet strap is is tight enough.
Check your ratchet straps. Make sure that they're not frayed or torn.
Yep.
Especially if you leave them out all year.
Make sure your bow is in working order. Make sure the strings aren't frayed. You don't need something to come apart in your face.
Right.
And do more harm than good. Check your guns. Make sure everything's clear and unobstructed.
Make sure you got the right ammo.
Exactly.
I've seen that happen. It happened to somebody at our camp that somebody needed to feel the need to load a firearm for somebody. And it was trying to take care of somebody because they'd always done that, when they were little. And this person was now an adult and load the firearm and send them on their way. Got out to the blind and had the wrong ammo in it, and the gun blew up in somebody's face.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy.
It didn't permanently damage anybody, but it did some damage. So it wasn't permanent, thank goodness. Kept their eyesight.
They're very lucky that they were able to get in. They're able to get the bullet in the chamber. But anyways, that's a good one.
Oh, it fit in. It just didn't fit in properly.
Correctly, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a little extra space there.
Oof.
So you just take time, slow down.
You're right. Take time, slow down, and like Jacob Abrams says, he fell 15 feet out of my stand. He sprained both ankles, and he calls that lucky.
That is lucky.
Very.
My dad fell out of a tree stand, broke his ankle. He's lucky. His buddy fell out of a tree stand, broke 3 ribs. A friend of ours down in Illinois fell out of a tree stand and broke his back.
Yep.
He's lucky to be walking.
Right. Exactly.
So
stuff like that, you just.
I just go with safety line and harnesses now every time I ascend. I don't like getting in stands where I'm not secure.
Right. Exactly. And Terry even says make sure the tree didn't grow and break the buckle or the strap.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. If you're leaving them out all year, loosen at the end of the season, loosen them up a little bit.
Yeah, take the tension
or,
off.
You know what? Better yet, just go buy some new ratchet straps and put them on. Be done with it.
They brought the price down on ratchet straps, and most of us only have 1, maybe 2, 3 stands that they use them.
Yeah.
So
what's your life worth?
A set of 4 new every year, just replace
$20-$30,
if that. So definitely think safety. Mm-hmm. Derek Getson says,
"Hey, Derek. Hey, what's going on?" That's one of our buddies from down in Indiana.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? We're talking mortality
and tree stand safety and being safe in the woods.
Yeah, just something with, and we only knew Tread since April.
Yeah.
And we got to know Tread quickly, whether it was meeting him in person, which I'll expand on that when we do our show, but to me that was awesome in a way. And then getting to know him and getting to know the 2 sides of Tread.
And understanding why he was the way he was.
Right, exactly. And we'll expand upon that more on the tribute show because he's quirky, yes. Mm-hmm. But you'll understand why when you talk about it, you understand and figure it out. But
it was a shock this week, man.
It was kind of, well, at first it was the old, okay, who's playing the trick here? What's going on?
Right.
Well, then you were hoping for fake news, but it wasn't.
Right. It wasn't.
So,
no, it was a kind of a downer beginning to the week, but as the week went on, we learned a little bit about it. But you just the short amount of time that we got to work with Tread and got to know him a little bit, you just kind of hold those things a little bit closer to you, and that's what it is with family. Something like that. Just take the time, spend time with family, be safe out there, and just. Like I said, you never know when that hunt might be your last. So.
Exactly. And Derek says, glad all our Indiana, the tree stands are secure and no one should have any injuries.
That's right. Yeah, we got, I think we got new straps on everything that I'm pretty sure, or at least we've checked everything we put up. Derek was very crucial to helping us get stands set this year down there. So I tell you what, if something happens, Derek, I'm coming after you.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I tell you what, let's go ahead and take our next break and come back. We still got half the show. We'll continue the conversation and talk about a few other things. So step outside. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Welcome back, third segment of the show. What are we going to talk about now?
I don't know. It's pretty open.
It's kind of one of them weekends. You guys got anything you want us to talk about?
So what I did, yes, Jim Beasley says, yes, we are.
Okay, good. So Jim will be at Woods and Water.
Jim, Buck Bates, and Rebel 6 will all be at Woods and Water that weekend.
Good deal.
So in 2 weeks, we'll say 2 weeks from this weekend, it'll be Labor Day weekend.
Right.
I'm heading up to the cabin, and I'm going to be putting up another raised platform.
Okay.
So today, I needed to build the ladder for it. And so, in the heat, I went out there and did it. And
you had all your measurements. You know exactly what you're going to do.
Yep, it's all 95% ready to go. I just got to buy 2 sheets of plywood next weekend and the roofing,
the roll roofing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I want to tell you, I want to give a shout out. This is kind of a thing that happened today to just people in general and how nice people can be. Because I'm a giant. I'm like what? 6'7", can dunk a basketball.
When you're dreaming, yeah.
Yep. So, because I needed 2x4x12s and 4x4x10s, those are always up on 2 and 3, up top.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
So, I literally crawl up between them, and I was by myself today, and 2 gentlemen, actually 3. Stopped and helped me each time with the 4x4s and then the 2x4s. And when I got out to my truck, they helped. I didn't need any help by the time I got out there. I was like, I got this. He goes, no, I'll help you. But it was just so cool.
If there's good people still left around.
There's good people, and maybe it's the smell of the wood or something. I don't know. But I got home. I made the ladder today, and it was cutting away and everything, and you just. I don't know, you get into the mode that why you're making what you're making is for hunting. Mm-hmm. It's just like, you're just all geeked, and it's like...
You're like Tin Malin.
It's like I was cutting away and cut all my I had a 12-foot ladder I made. I had the rungs cut, and it was just... Yeah, it was just like...
It was good.
It was good. I got all my wood laying in front of my house, and I just need the 2 sheets of plywood now to finish it. But, it's like... So in 2 weeks, we're going to be up there. We're going to set this stand up where I made the trail over July 4th. And then we're going to set up some cameras. We are going to set some cameras up. I'm going to replace the ones that I got up there, pull the cards, check the batteries, make sure everything's good. We're going to start setting some scrapes up, I think. We're going to start to get those deer motivated.
Well, we were just talking with Buck Bates about that.
Yes, we were. Yeah, Jim, no problem. Anytime you need our help, no problem helping you out, but thanks. But yeah, here we were talking to Buck Bates just before we went on. We're going to set some videos up. We're going to switch our cameras over to video and put them up over the scrapes that we're going to make. And we're going to try to get these deer motivated for October.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to actually David Boggs he was asking me about it, and I said we'll get the stuff down there and get it in his hands so he can start working and getting scrapes set up for our upcoming season in Indiana. What you got, Danny?
And this is what I'm going to use. The Deer Musk Scrape Enhancer. Right there. We're going to start with that bad boy right there.
And get the season going.
We're going to set some video up over it. I'm hoping to see something good on camera.
I think you will.
I think this always between July and September when we pull the cards is when we find the deer.
The last 2 or 3 years, I've noticed since I've known you, your seasons are starting to get a little better. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing your deer getting bigger. Yeah, you're having more success, and you're improving your property.
So while we're up there, we're gonna add a raised platform. We're gonna set up some scrapes, but we're gonna mow. Actually, we're gonna throw and mow, right? So according to Mr. Sitton,
throw and mow.
So we're gonna throw some oats and clover. I think we're gonna throw it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna carpet bomb that area.
You're gonna overseed it.
I'm gonna overseed it and just
and then when you mow, that vegetation will come down and help hold moisture. You want that seed to hit that ground and get contact first, and then that mulch will set on top and hold moisture, and then it'll sprout up through there.
Yep. So kind of how I'm thinking how this is going to work is I'm going to throw it, and then I'm going to mow it, and I'm going to take the Packer Max. I'm going to run it all over it just to make sure it all gets compressed down.
Get some good contact.
Good contact.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's kind of the game plan as we head into October. And it's kind of funny that working on this tree raised platform is like all this, you're looking at your work and you're thinking, okay, where I'm going to set this up, what I'm going to do. My brother Terry, like I said, he worked on a food plot today, so it's getting there.
It is. It's time, man.
Even though we were dripping in sweat and it was 85 degrees and hot and sunny.
Yeah, we're our camp up north and here in Michigan. We're anxiously awaiting to get a few kill plots planted. We're trying some different stuff this year. We're strategically planting versus just planting our food plots. We're going to do some strategic planting this year and let some other fields or open spaces go back to maybe natural forbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and maybe create some natural bedding areas.
You know what? We're kind of seeing that with the property as it's starting to come back in. We're starting to see like, okay, over in this corner, we're not even going to touch that corner over there. We're just going to let it come back natural and thick. And there's only a couple spots I need to work on, I think. But I think Mother Nature's doing a wonderful job of making that. When we first did it, you're always worried about the poachers,
right?
But I tell you what, last year and really I think this year we'll see a lot of it. Is Mother Nature is brought the forest to the edge of the road, thick with popple, that a deer jumps in there once, twice, and gone.
Right.
So, but that's kind of cool. You're just going back to the natural way.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of that just to see what's going to happen. We're turning some stuff over. Actually, we're going to try a lot of new things this year. Actually, while we're on the subject, I'm just going to throw this out there. We've got a few minutes. I've talked a little bit about it on the show, but we've got 2 open memberships at our camp. So if anybody is interested in a QDMA style hunting camp, get a hold of me personally, and I'll get you the information, and we can talk more about that. But we're sharing all of our areas. A lot of camps, especially ours in the past, everybody had their own little spots to hunt. But now it's going to be a wide open, complete grounds that we get to go through, and there'll be like a draw system at the opening of every day. Okay, and you get to pick what stands you want to hunt. So you get to hunt the whole property, and we're going to manage the property as a whole. And I think that builds camaraderie. Like you said, talked about your dad at camp cooking. We'll share the cooking, we'll share the work, share the areas, and when you do that, it builds the camp as a whole. So I'm really excited going into this year. Some of the things that we're going to try and see what happens.
You got to be hopeful, man.
Yeah.
Comment from my brother. Give me the loppers.
Right here they are.
Yeah, they're right here.
Here you go, Terry. Come and get them.
Right?
Come and get them.
Obviously, he'll have them when we're up at the camp. He'll see them. Jacob Abrams, how would you guys introduce people to tree stand hunting? Because normally it's a one-person sport.
Double stand.
Double stand, or you can use 2 tree stands, dude.
Yeah, put a ladder stand up and then put a hang-on right next to it.
Yep.
That's the way I introduce my kids. But, because, double stands, they're kind of expensive. But that's another way to do it, is put a hang-on right next to it.
And you know what? Actually,
on the same tree.
Either way, the way you do it, think about this. Have that person help you put it up.
Yep.
Kind of explain to them, okay, we either have a double tree stand, or I'm going to take a single, and we're going to put one off just above you. It kind of run through it from the ground up.
Yep.
Help that person get you in the tree, get them in the tree. Talk about how you're going to raise the stand, how you're going to be safe in the stand.
Yep. Yeah. How to use the safety harness, how to use lifeline. How to secure it to the tree properly. How to trim a shooting lane versus cutting everything in sight so you can see everything. You don't want to do that, obviously, but take them from the ground up. Literally. Actually. To tell you the truth, if you're going to buy a stand and it's not already put together, let's say you go in together, you buy one, it's in the box, have them help you put it together. Yeah, absolutely. Because I tell you what, some of those are quite
elaborate.
It's quite a chore to put them together, and sometimes it takes 2 people.
Right.
Exactly. I've got a double stand that took 3 of us to put up.
There you go.
It was so heavy. So
and I got a double stand that's sitting up at the cabin right now. I just haven't put it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to put it, actually, to tell you the truth. But it's there if anybody wants to use it.
Right.
They want to take it out. Actually, I'm using the double stand just for space, too. My brother says, am I planting more apple trees? No. Not this time. We're just going to go up, put what we need to do, and see if those apple trees, how they're doing. Mr. Worley. Oh, nice shirts.
Yeah, you like them? Yeah. We didn't even plan this tonight.
No, we did not. That's the scary part. Dean Elliott. Right there, Dean.
Got the hats tonight.
Got the hats. And that's another thing. I made a run. While I was thinking about hunting today, I ran down to, because I had gift cards.
You're not going to tell the story you told me earlier about the gut check indicators, are you?
No, not that story.
Dean, we'll talk about that later.
No. I went and got some vanes that I got a set of some Victory arrows I think I'm going to use for hunting. And then I'm going to practice with 3 of them. And then I'm going to set the other ones up with the gut check indicators wraps on the other 3. That'll be my hunting set. I'll eventually switch them all over when I'm done practicing. But, I'm excited to... That was a good story, too.
It was a good story, but not appropriate.
Right. But, so I'm going to go with 4-inch vanes, using a tip from Chris. I'm going to go with the 4-inch vanes instead of the blazers.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a longer vane and see how they do.
Okay.
So, did that today.
Sure you don't want any more coffee?
No, I do not need any more coffee,
all right.
Trust me.
Just checking.
I'm going to get those. I got my jig ready. I just got to fix the stupid tip on the glue thing.
What type of, how do you fletch yours? What kind of jig do you use?
Bitzenberger.
Okay.
I have had that thing forever. I think that was like one of the first archery things I ever bought.
Yeah? Okay.
It was a metal Bitzenberger.
Gotcha. And Ron, I got your text, so yes, I'll get in touch with you.
Lincoln Roan has joined the show.
Lincoln, what is going on, my man? It's good to have you in the cabin tonight.
Oh, Dustin, that is a good way. He says the best way to get folks involved in tree stand hunting, in his opinion, is snacks in the stand.
Snacks in the stand.
Venison jerky.
Yeah. I'll come sit in a tree stand. Anybody that's got venison jerky.
Venison sausage.
That too.
Venison snack sticks.
That too.
Maybe I'll bring some. We never made any with you.
No, and I got some that we can actually. Maybe we need to do that here in September.
Maybe
we'll do
when it gets a little cooler.
Yeah.
And
I got some deer burger that could be used for that.
I think I pretty much used all mine up.
Yeah, I got. Let's do it.
Maybe I'll bring some sausage next week to have during the show.
There we go. I like that.
A little coffee and food.
There we go.
Then we'll get Dustin just to watch and drool.
Yeah. Well, Dustin, go back and read at the very beginning of the show. Danny tried to start a little something there, so make sure you go back and check that out between you and Tim. I think you and Tim need to road trip to Michigan and come up here and take care of Danny's. What I think you need to do. That's just my own opinion, but
right.
So.
I'm trying to catch up on it's going fast.
Any other questions here?
Hold on. My tracking friends were happy to hear about the gut checks. They said it'll save them a lot of guessing. Oh,
from Jacob. Good.
Right.
Good deal. Yep.
Good. Yeah, Dean, that's a good, see, Dean?
Is that from Jacob?
That's from Jacob Abrams.
Okay.
But yeah, that gives them a good identifier as to what they're dealing with.
Absolutely. Yep. That is the whole point of them.
Lincoln Roan, what's up, guys? Lincoln, how you doing? How's Packer Max doing? Planning to use the Packer Max in 2 weekends. Gonna run everything down with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's take our last break. We come back. If anybody's got any questions, wants to talk about anything, let us know. We're going to step outside and we'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Here we go. 3,
I'm eating.
2,
so now I got to put that in my pocket.
All right, folks. And here in the commercial break, those who listen on the podcast, I just got Danny's dander up because we're talking about snacks in the stand all of a sudden. thanks to
and Dean
I don't even know how we got on this.
Okay, but Dean Elliott, it's in the mid-90s, and he's having a hard time to shoot outside.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, the problem here is not the heat or the humidity. To me, it's the wind and the rain. And I actually almost got out with the wind because you know what? You can't control the wind when you're out hunting. And if you're out and it's a windy day and you want to hunt, you got to know how to shoot in the wind.
So it'll be nice to know if they come up in the wintertime that Dustin, being a West Virginia would be Tim, right?
Yeah. Don't make that mistake.
So he's saying the West Virginia boy brings that good old coal that would keep us warm.
Oh wow, Danny, you started a war. I tell you. So go back to in the commercial break we were talking.
So real quick, he was at the beach this last week. Can you believe they're rifle hunting in South Carolina? No, I can't. I guess the season started.
I do know that in less than a month it starts in Kentucky.
That's early September.
Yeah.
They go for the velvets.
Yeah.
So let's propose a question here. So I'm sitting in my tree stand, and I'm eating my Wish Shell peanuts.
Yeah, because you said
they're the best. They're the best, anyways.
They're good, and my comment was they make noise.
But
eating noisy snacks.
But you got to get rid of the shell, so you drop it on the ground.
And you can't do that in Michigan because I said you can't bait. You're actually laying something on the ground to attract deer. You cannot do that.
But how do you know that your intentions was baiting?
I could say the same thing about I'm trying to grow corn on the ground in a pile.
Hey,
no. You cannot put anything on the ground to attract deer. That will attract deer.
Don't sit under an apple tree.
That's natural.
Until you shake the tree and they fall on the ground. Then they tell you you shook the tree to bait the deer.
No, the wind blew it.
There you go. The wind blew it.
I'm just saying.
I know.
You can't do that. You have to put those shells in your pocket. You with your luck, you'd be the one that would get a ticket for that. But you can't do that. So what are we going to talk about?
Well, I'm just writing.
We've got about 10, 15 minutes.
I know. Okay, so Dean says he starts antlerless deer the first Saturday in September.
Okay. Well, we do have some early antlerless seasons here, but a lot of people don't hunt them.
Yeah.
We don't at our camp. That's one thing that, we keep everything quiet. We've got a quiet time that we're instituting at our place. No driving on the property between certain times. I mean, we're really going to lock it down and police it this year to minimize any disturbance on the property. So, and maximize our time afield when we're hunting.
That'll work.
I hope it does. I'm quite confident that it will. But yeah, that's the plan. So anywho, we got 10 minutes, man. What do you want to talk about? It's like I said, it's been one of those weeks this week. We just really didn't get out and do a whole lot.
Outdoor Dream Foundation actually had a youth hunt in South Carolina last weekend. Some hunters were successful. Holy Christ!
I would not want to hunt in hot weather like this. I'm trying to figure when do I want to take my Fridays off, because I'd like to take 2, maybe 3 Fridays off to maximize my weekend hunts. And I'm thinking, okay,
up north or down south?
Either or, doesn't matter.
Ooh.
If I plan, let's just say I take the second weekend off and I take that Friday off, I'm going to go where it's the coolest.
Do you know by chance what your dose situation is down in Indiana?
Oh yeah, we're covered up in them. We're going to smack them.
Well, how many can you take? Do you know that?
I found that out last night. I talked to David Boggs because in the counties, I'm not going to say which one. You try to get me to say it. I know you are. They manage it by the counties. On your hunting tag, you're allowed a buck and a doe or 2 does, and then they've got what's called a bonus tag. And in the county that we hunt, there's 2 additional tags, doe tags given.
So 2, you could literally take 3 deer and a buck.
3 does and a buck.
3 does and a buck.
Or 4 does if you want.
Or 4 does if you don't want to take an antlered animal. Okay.
But that's not my goal.
Well, no. Okay, so really, and it opens up October 1st?
Yes.
Go down early and smack a doe.
That's
or 2.
Yep, that might be an option. And that might be just one of them, because I'm not going to take the first Friday of the hunting season off, because generally it's just so stinking hot, and I'd rather have it back, even if it's rainy and cool, I'd rather save that time for later in October. But I'm thinking maybe the second Friday, the third Friday, and maybe I will take the first. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know yet. I'm really undecided.
Well, this is kind of a quandary. Virginia started their early bear season, which is a week before deer season, and they can use bear dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So then The reply to that is that will stir up the woods a week before the start of archery. Potentially, yeah, I could see that.
Okay. And I've not talked to bear dog people, but I've talked to coon dog people. And we've had that discussion many times before. And the guy that I know has got the coon dogs, he will run his dogs in the same woodlots that he will actually deer hunt. And he said those deer they will be pushed, but they won't be pushed out of the area. He said that's their home range. They come back. They move because the dogs are not actively chasing the deer.
They're kind of running by them.
They're running. They're not through their area. They're going to jump and scatter a little bit, but then bang, they're gone and through. But generally speaking, until like a bear gets treed. Now at that point, you're going to make a lot of racket. You're going to shoot. You got a lot of people going in.
You're congregated to one area.
Yeah, but the people have to get to where that dog has treed that bear. They got to make the noise to get to that area where that dog is treed at.
Right.
So I mean, I understand that. But our bear season's the same way here in Michigan. It starts the second, like around the 18th, 19th, 20th of September every year.
Yep.
But where we're at, we don't run dogs.
Nope.
We don't allow dogs run on our property. So our bear hunting is very low impact, which I hope to be doing next year.
There you go. Terry, upcoming events. Woods and Water, first full weekend in September, I do believe, is Woods and Water. That's the most upcoming event that's going to be happening. Dustin, he wants to talk about rituals.
What about him?
Opening day ritual. He always lets his daughter pick which arrow to use on opening day, then which shirt to wear on opening muzzleloader. Started that when she was born.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Kind of wild, but it's something he's done. True.
You have a favorite pair of socks or favorite shirt you wear? Favorite hat?
Truthfully, no. I don't.
Anything you put in your backpack that you have to have?
Nope.
No rituals.
Sometimes I purposely forget a knife.
Why is that? Because that way you'll be sure to shoot something?
Yep.
That's a ritual.
But I don't always do that.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything, one in particular piece of clothing, boot, sock, hat.
I used to have a favorite hunting jacket that I wore all the time.
Okay.
But I don't anymore. So no, I really, the biggest thing at our camp used to be, everybody gather around the breakfast table that morning, the traditional. We also had a big dinner the night before. That was of opener. That was tradition. But like I said, at camp this year, we're turning things up a lot, just making things different this year.
Almost sounds like you need to start a new tradition.
Yeah, we're shaking it. Yeah, we are. We're all going to pitch in together and cook together. That's going to be the tradition.
That's fun. That, I'm not going to lie, it's fun. Coon dogs never mess up a hunt, but it helps because it pushes the deer out, and then when they come back, you're in your stand.
There you go. Okay. Interesting.
I guess now that I think about it, probably one tradition that I do have is getting my gun ready the night before. Pulling it out, making sure it's all ready, making sure the clip's loaded.
Magazine.
Both of them are loaded. Yeah, it's probably about the only tradition I have. It's kind of weird. It's just about after dinner, it's like, guess I better get that out now.
Yeah.
Kind of get you all geeked up.
Yeah, I eat dinner, I lay my clothes out, I go to bed, I get up next morning, eat breakfast, get ready, and I'm gone. I don't know. I really don't have any. The tradition is just being there at camp and going.
Yeah, exactly. It's more about just being there now. Jim Beasley says Team Spot Shooters will be at Woods and Water. A great team and great friends. Yes, that's one thing about your team, Jim. They are all good friends. They want the dinner from you too, by the way, on Sunday night.
Dinner.
He takes them to dinner.
See, I'm missing out on food again. What is up with this?
Well, we don't go. We're not there. But
hey, by the way, since how we're talking about Jim, starting this Thursday night, we've got our archery tune-up league starting 6:30 at Spot Shooter Archery. Going to run 4 weeks, and basically we're getting ready for archery season. So it's going to be a 3-spot league.
Yep.
Pretty much like what we shot this winter for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've got my spot secured.
There you go.
Y'all come out and join us.
Right. Get out there. He's got some openings still left to go, and then you can tune up if you're in the local area here on a Thursday night and be ready to go.
Well, I tell you what, I'm running out of things to talk about tonight. It's been one of those weeks that's just kind of been blah. Next week, what do we got going next week?
Next week will be the last. Is it the last weekend in August next week?
No. I think we got.
The first is the Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got 2 weeks left in August. We plan on having somebody on the show. Don't know who yet. We got to reach out and talk to a few people to see if they're available.
Right.
Schedules are getting tight.
Yes, they are. I want to get.
I do want to give a shout out to Tim Andrews, Rush Outdoors. I know he's floating around. Was Vancouver, and then he's going to be heading to Wyoming to start his antelope. So good luck out there. I think it starts this week. I hope I'm right.
Okay.
But it's always good. We'll have to catch up with him. If not during the rest of this quarter, end of the year, we will definitely hit him up at ATA.
Absolutely.
So, but no. And with that, I hope to get some shooting done. We'll be in the gym, obviously.
Yep. Still working on that. We were going to have our personal trainer on. He ran into some problems where he couldn't make it. We still want to get him on. It's still not too late to get into the gym and start working out.
It's never too late. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mike and I, October 12th is going to be our 1-year anniversary of going to the gym. Granted, I think we probably can count on one hand how many weeks we've missed.
Deer season.
There's a deer season in there, and I think there might have been something else. But
ATA.
And after that, it's pretty much, I tell you what, truth be known, if you can break the 3-month mark, then you start feeling like you're missing it.
Absolutely. It becomes part of your daily routine at that point, and it has totally changed my life.
And just for those who want to shoot in Jim's league, just so you know, he's going to shoot his longbow. That way, you can kick his butt.
You can shoot a longbow, you can shoot a recurve, you can shoot a compound. Whatever you want to shoot, you bring it over. And this is a tune-up league. It's to have some fun and some camaraderie with each other, and there'll be some smack talk.
Oh, there will be.
So
that's
always good. So, but other than that, the only thing I want to do, I want to get out and shoot my rifle, get ready for elk season. I want to do some long distance shooting. That's coming up.
And remember, folks, if we're getting down to 44 days left before bow season. Get over to Hunter's Blend, get over to Rebel 6 Rubs and Buck Baits. We got some codes there for you to get some discount off some product to help you put some meat in the freezer.
Absolutely.
Or fish on the grill.
Mm-hmm. Food in your belly. So, but I tell you what, that's about all we got this week.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and sign off for the podcast. We will be back again next week. In 2 weeks, we're not sure about Labor Day weekend just yet. We're working on that to see how the timing goes on that. So we're not sure, but we will be back again next week. Good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. So that'll do it for us this week, folks. We'll see you again next week.
And don't forget, you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on goodtalkradio.com. This episode was brought to you by
PSE Archery,
Spot Shooters Archery,
Easy Cut,
Packer Max,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Scent Lock,
Scent Blocker,
Lim Walker Game Calls,
Buck Baits,
Gut Check,
Stanislavski Release Aids,
Copper John,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
and Wind Sense Vapor Hunting Products.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.